When you moved to Denver and you started the office, were you hiring net new people to the organization?
We were. That's a great point. So we got Hoopla initially because, it was just a really cool way of having a new type of leaderboard, better than the old-fashioned days when we had like a poster board with names or someone's, Polaroid slapped on it, to say, hey, this person did a good job. It was so much more engaging and so much more high-tech and really cool looking. When we went out to Denver, we knew we were going to be hiring a lot of Generation Y, the millennials. So I actually started studying up about 4 years ago, started reading a lot about, the millennials, this new generation that was coming into the workforce.
And they haven't gotten the best reputation in the business press, have they? It's always that they're lazy, they're not motivated, there are all these other things.
It's true. I read so many negative things about the millennials. There's all these myths about, all those things you mentioned. Oh, they don't engage, they're not loyal, they don't want to work hard. I tell you, Kurt, it couldn't be further from the truth. My experience out in Denver, we hired some great talent in that generation, Gen Y. And what we found was, if you can engage them the right way, play to their strengths. It's a very smart generation. And they're very technologically savvy. They're very competitive. They need the company they work for to help motivate them in ways that they're used to. Okay, so, and it's not that they can't focus, they just have to understand what the task is at hand. So if as a management team, if we put their goals in front of them, make them very visible, and allow them to see where they are against their goals so that they can constantly see they're progressing and they're achieving and on their way to win, they will be the most hardworking, loyal employees that you can imagine. So we've been very successful with our team out there, made up of a lot of millennials, but also other generations who, by the way, gravitate to a product like Hoopla just as much.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because I can get how a younger generation brought up with more technology, more video games, more everything mobile, everything else would kind of fit right in with Hoopla. But what about some of the older folks that maybe didn't come from that background?
We thought they wouldn't be interested at first. We actually thought, they probably won't care about this. But guess what? They gravitate to it just the same. Because if you hire the right type of salesperson that is competitive, wants to win, who wouldn't respond to that level of engagement? So they want to see their faces up on the screen and their name up on top of that leaderboard just like anybody else. And so it's been fantastic across the entire sales organization. And on top of that, what we're finding is it's even bringing other parts of our company in and engaging with the sales results as well. Because our engineers, our finance people from HR, they come by, they see the monitors at the end of the month or the quarter, key times in our sales cycles. They can see who's closing deals, who's winning, and they get just as fired up. So it's become a really important part of the whole Xactly culture, that's revolved around sales success and the company doing well, and other parts of the organization are gravitating to it in addition to sales.
Wow, that's fantastic because to have engineers paying attention or even marketing people paying
come by and high five a sales guy because he just closed a big deal and it's on the board. It's been great. And another interesting thing, Kurt, is so we got Hoopla primarily for sales, right? That makes more sense, leaderboards. Other parts of our company are actually looking to adopt it as well. Customer support, because you can track things like cases closed. You can, track customer satisfaction metrics, things like that. So more and more parts of the company are using this product to increase engagement and awareness throughout the entire company. And that's what it's all about, really. Yeah. You want the company, all parts of the company, to really understand what the other parts are doing. It fosters a much better team environment.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. As we say here, selling is a team, or it's a team of sport,
it is.
right? So
it absolutely
everybody
is.
Has to contribute in their own ways, and if you have visibility, you have such a better understanding as to how you're contributing to the AE or the salesperson's actually closing that sale. That's fantastic, because I was going to ask about that as well, because we've seen also that in the service organization, this is a really great opportunity for those same principles that originally were attached to sales organizations are now really working in service organizations as well.
Absolutely.
That's great.